Welcome back to the Coy Bak'n Show. In today's episode, we're going to go over the Growace AirCube ebb and flow system, which is doing fantastic. She's in week 7 of flower. Matter of fact, this is day 1 of week 7 of flower, and the girl is doing great. You know, I have very little to complain about, if anything. Only thing I would have done differently, I wouldn't have vegged these as long as I did, because it just got, I mean, you want to fill out your whole canopy. That's the objective, but it's just, I just feel like it's a little too much, the size of these plants. They're pretty damn big. And down here at the bottom, and now I'm gonna take out the tripod so you can get a closer look. A lot of the stuff down here is you know, it could have been bigger. And I think if I had a bigger light to push these in this 5x5 tent, they would have got even better. Now, granted, we got 2 to 3 weeks left of flower here, so the plants will definitely get even bigger. But again, I wonder, and I'm definitely going to try this. Maybe the next run, I'm not sure yet, because I do have 5 plants so far. But I was thinking about downsizing this from the 6 cubes down to 4 cubes and let it run under the 4 cubes and see what it do that way. Again, I let these plants veg for quite some time before I flip these to flower. And they're nice size, really can't complain at all. The size of the stalks down here at the bottom. And again, I'm gonna take you off the tripod in just a second so you can get a look at them. I need to do some maintenance in this tank, cleaning up, because there's a bunch of dead leaves down there. But again, there's not really much to say or talk about with them. Can't complain about the plants. 3 feedings a day. Each feeding is 15 minutes. I'm using a Floraflex feeding nutrients. Is in Floraflex Cocoa. Again, I told you it's 3 feedings a day. The EC right now is 1.4. My pH fluctuates between 5.7 and 6.2. I keep the reservoir is back here in the corner. So I come in here and check that daily to make sure the pH stays in range. But again, there's really nothing to complain about with the plants. As you can see, the plants are doing great. The growth, let's go over what's in here. Granny apple fritters over here, front right. Center is, what is that? My Funky Chapel Phenol number 3. Funky Chapel Phenol number 1, right here in the front right. Left, excuse me. And then that whole back row is my Sour Power Phenol number 1. And again, day 1 of week 7 of flower, no real complaints. I got some dead stuff just starting to develop down here at the bottom, but I kind of expect that, you know. I don't expect my leaves to stay perfect all the way through. But to be running this for the first time, the system is impressive. To see plants grow, to get to this size, and you pretty much don't do anything. I mean, I had in my laundry room grow my 4x4 in there. I do have a watering system that I have linked up to that, but I've always grown in soil, so it's a little different. You know, the water system only comes on in the 5-gallon pots. I've only watered them every 3 to 4 days, something like that, where the system will come on anyway, and water them for 15, 20 minutes or something like that. Soak them down, and that's it. But here in the cocoa, it's just a different type ball game with the watering daily, the plants getting the nutrients the way they're getting it, the growth rate. I definitely becoming a big fan of the cocoa game. I love the way that it grows. The size of these plants are amazing. I know this is going to be a huge yield, but again, just the maintenance of the tent. You got to come in here and constantly take some leaves, and which is, you know, something you normally would do anyway in most of your grows. But in this particular one here, I would say I've defoliated in this tent here probably more than I've defoliated in any of my grows in the past. It's just constant growth. These things just eat eat, it grow. You know, so again, this ebb and flow system is definitely a winner in my guesstimation. Now, again, this is the first time I've ever run this AirCube system. If you're interested in the system, go on to Growace.com. Check them out. They even sell us on, I believe it's on Amazon too. Don't quote me on that one. But go on their site, AirCube, Growace.com, and use my coupon code that's down in the description, or it'll pop up on the screen. But again, I mentioned this in the past when it comes to this system. Now, a couple of people mentioned, $500 plus, $550 or so for a system. That's a little costly. Now, if you're growing and you want maintenance-free, quality work, again, the system could be set up in various setups. The system it'll pay for itself. I mean, this here we grow weed, and I don't think you would have a problem with selling a few of this a little bit. Now, I'm not condoning selling stuff. That's not me. But if you sold a little bit of this to your friends, because I know you ain't gonna smoke all this shit to yourself, you sold some of this to your friends, the system would just pay for itself. You know, so if I was you, I would take a look at this, man. If you are into growing hydroponically, this is a style of hydroponic growing in the cocoa ebb and flow system. So I guess this is more like growing on the tables, where it would flood the table and the flood and drain, same deal. This was definitely worth it, man. This system will pay for itself, and you will not be disappointed. If you come in, once you get it set up the way you need it in your grow space, this system will definitely return for you. And again, this is only the first time I've used it, and I'm impressed with this first one. But what I'm really curious to see, and like I just mentioned, that let me get rid of these things here. I let these plants veg as long as I did, and actually in these cubes. I'm worried about the root ball at the end. When I would get to the end and I go to take this out of here, we go to dry the plants, and I try to get that root ball out of that bag. How much have the roots grown through the bag and down into the bottom? I can't look at it now. Once before the plants had got this big, I was able to just pull it up out of here every so often to kind of see. But now I'm not able to do that. I'm curious to see how much the roots have grown out of the bags and down to the buckets, because I have heard people say that the roots have grown down into the tubing, or at least down to the hole, and somewhat clogged the hole up there. But I don't think I'm having that issue. At least none of the plants are showing me that it's having an issue with getting the nutrients or getting the water coming up into the system there. But again, as you can see, the plants are doing great. Can't wait to get to this finish and get the next round in here. Again, I'm definitely interested in getting a bigger light for this tent, something that's rated for a 5x5, because I believe this Scorpion is definitely rated for a 4x4 flowering anyway. So I'll definitely either going to get one from a company that sponsors, maybe Spider Farmer, see it and say, hey, maybe we'll send them a 5x5, like one of their big ones. If not, I'm definitely going to purchase a light to accommodate this 5x5 space. But again, that's all I have pretty much for you in this video. I'm gonna let you get a little closer look to see what the plants look like, just a little closer. But I mean, you can see they're doing great. And I got some nice size nuggets going on here. This, let me take out the tripod so I can show you this real quick. Decided to just leave you on the tripod and so I can kind of point out stuff. I mean, you close enough, you can see what it looks like. Again, we just got nice growth everywhere. Back here, this granny apple fritters, this one here on the right, I remember, if you remember back when I first started this, I was kind of training these plants somewhat and bending them in the direction I wanted them to go so they could fill out the whole canopy. And this granny apple fritters right here, her main cola, if I'm not mistaken, is either this, I think it's this one way back here. I know all these are part of this one plant right here. The back there, the back row, the sour power, didn't get as big as these ones right up here in the front. And I believe that's because of the lighting situation. And, but they got nice size back there. They're definitely a nice size plant back there, the buds. And again, we got another at minimum 2 weeks to go. So they definitely got some growing to do. So we should have no problem with getting a nice yield out of this run here. The girls are definitely looking great. And in the next 2 weeks, we shall see where she's at then. As you can see, the canopy didn't stay even for me. See, I got all these loose ones that just kind of took off. When I did the training and bent them up, all those side shoots shot up through there. And that's what these here are. These side shoots, they came up and filled up. And I have 3 trellis nets. Let me bend this down just a little bit down here. So there's 3 trellis nets here. One there, one in there, you can kind of see that one, then that top one. And then look how much more growth past the 3rd trellis net, the plant still grew right there. And again, pointing out this cola here, that one right there, they are part of this Funky Chapel's Pheno number 1, which is this plant right here. Those branches there, as you can see, the internodal spacing was really nice. So that's going to fill in the next 2 weeks. So that, especially that, matter of fact, all 3, well, both of those, excuse me. But that one right there is already pretty. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit there and turn you over there. Yeah, as you can see, she's already filling in nicely. So over the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, if I push her that far, that's going to be a nice size cola that's going to eventually topple over in there somewhere. But yeah, as you can see, the plants are all doing good. Look at that one. Look how that one there is stacking. That's that granny apple, like I said, nice and dense, thick already, and stacking beautifully. Even that one right there. That's all part of that granny apple fritter. That plant, that's that one plant right here on the end. Right here. She is huge. Yeah. And like I said, the ones across the back in there, and that back there, that's that sour power sitting back there, developing nicely. I mean, everything back there is nice and dense and thick. Those ones back there didn't get, like I said, as big as these ones right here, and that's because of this light here. This Scorpion R Specs is 4x4 rated, and it's in a 5x5, and it's just not big enough to push these plants like they can be pushed. Because as you can see, these right here, this part of the canopy right here, they are all pretty small compared to the very middle. This is pretty much the middle of the canopy with all that extra big growth. Back there and right up here, it didn't get as much light because again, now you still got the bar here, right? But as you can see, look at all that empty space right there. And it's the same thing on the other side. My fingernail right over there. So it's the same here across the front. So yes, need a bigger light for a 5x5. Does the job. This light here is doing the job. Can't complain about it. Pushing the hell out these plants, getting some great, amazing growth out of the plants. But I'm pretty damn sure if I could fill out this canopy, I will get even growth all the way through and get colas the size of these right here all the way around. But I'm not going to complain. That's just one of the observations that I have growing in a 5x5 tent for the first time. When you're growing in a 5x5, a space, and when I've grown in my rooms, I have other lights bumped up. I got like I said, I have, how many? I think 14 or 15 HLG lights. This Scorpion R Spec light here, I have 8 of these, and they in the rooms, they're sitting side by side next to each other, so they're covering the space. But that's in a whole nother different place. I've been growing for a while now and expanding. Learned how to grow in the outside, brought it inside, small tent, and I've grown and grown and grown, gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. Got up to these 5x5 tents, you know, but in a space that I also share with a friend, it's just a space. There's no tents, so it's just all lights, big open area, and we having fun with that one there too. But I don't do the video on that. I just video here in my space here at home. So, but that's another topic for another day. One of these days I'll do a video over there so y'all can see what that looks like too. But right now my partner's like, nah, let's just keep this on the way we got it. And eventually you can bring that over here and introduce you to this too. But that's all I have for you in today's video. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. And I definitely need to come in here and take some more of these leaves because there's quite a few of them in here. And I say this week 7, so you get a week 7 defoliation, and it definitely needs it. Not gonna take many, but just the big ones that really just sucking up energy at this point. I want all the energy to go to the buds and not trying to keep all these leaves alive. So yeah, I'm gonna get in here now. Been talking enough. Get some of these big leaves out of here, clean her up, and get her ready for the finish. But as I was saying, if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next one, stay baking.